reason why we decided to change our name from Apex Dream Fighters to E1 was, first of all, we needed something more professional, something that really represents us now.
Entity 1 basically means that we're breaking off, and by that I mean that we're becoming original. We're branding ourselves with something that specifically identifies to us.
Entity 1, E1, it gives us something that's different. And that's exactly what Entity stands for. It's an organism of its own kind.
It wasn't an easy name to come up with, but at the end I think that's that really represents, our mission, and with YouTube and life in general. We want to be original, we want to break off, and we don't want to follow the crowd.
We're not trying to follow none of that. We're trying to create our own kind, trying to create something new on this platform. It's always about being different. That's what everybody always strives for. This could be our chance to shine. This is our chance to show the world our individualities.
So starting off with a little tourist camera and a little flimsy tripod. After that, my brother gave me his camera, which is a little better, it's a little more HD, and now we're working with more high quality cameras and sound equipment and editing softwares. You guys see, this is the main camera. We just finished recording, and our channel has gone through 3 stages of evolution, and the first 2 were with the Apex Dream name. The first one being kind of focusing on working out, a workout video. Second evolution, kind of moving our focus from working out to boxing, and the third one is kind of incorporating kickboxing and boxing. So each of these stages of evolution kind of exemplifies how we ourselves has grown as combat athletes and as coaches. And as we entered the third stage of our evolution, we our quality of videos and our content has increased drastically. And as we pass on to further stages, the quality of content is gonna keep increasing. But at this moment, we have the highest quality, and it's only gonna continue to grow as we evolve with the sport itself and with ourselves as well, because we're still very young. We're actually really young. We're only 20 years old, so we have many years until we reach our peak in knowledge and our physical form.
Don't be afraid of going on and following through with your plans, your ideas. Don't look for people's approval. If you're always looking for people's approval, you're never gonna get nowhere. You're never gonna amount to much. Don't be afraid about not having this or not having that. As long as you have the knowledge and apply it, that should be well enough. A lot of people don't really expect you to amount to much, and I know there's people out there as well that won't probably like you, won't probably like what you stand for, but it's always good to be true to yourself and be able to apply your knowledge and bring your resources to the table, whatever you may have. Like you guys see on this team has changed so much. At the beginning there was like 6 of us, then there was 4 of us, then there was 3 of us, and then there was 2 of us, and then there was 3 back again. But yet we're able to adjust and implement our own style with theirs and mix it up and somehow still have this strong team. So you guys have to do the exact same thing. Strive for a better tomorrow with your resources. It doesn't matter what you do or don't have. As long as you're putting it to the test and you're applying it, that's all that really matters. We all bring something different to the table.
Although we're similar in some ways, I think one reason why we get along so well, the team get along so well, because we each have different personalities.
Some of us are a little bit more energetic than others. Some of us are a little bit more shy, conservative, and some of us are just more, I guess, strict, more of a leadership role. And you guys could tie those traits with whoever you guys want.
And each one, brings their own separate characteristics, and and we're not the same person. We're not here just kissing each other's asses. We argue, we tease each other, we break each other's balls. So it keeps things different. For example, our cameraman is Stu Sosa. He's a car guy, and I know nothing about cars. So sometimes we have a conversation about Mustangs or something.
Lewis is a very fundamental part of this team. He actually has some knowledge on combat sports, and of course, since he's a practitioner of jiu-jitsu, he can actually help me out to break down the ground game. He's just different from me, but I get to learn a lot from him, like other aspects of the sport of martial arts, because I'm very boxing based, you kind of say. So his knowledge of jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai, it's very fundamental for me to grow as well. Sosa, he's a little bit more energetic, he's more out there, and plus the fact that he's a funny, pretty cool guy and outgoing, that brings some relief to the table on our team, because sometimes we're stressed out. We need that stress reliever that make the team a little bit more joyful.
everything's different. We have different qualities that make, you know, the team unified. I grew up in a lower class Mexican neighborhood, and you know, at the time, gangs and drugs were kind of the king there. And personally, I never really involved with the heavy drugs and gangs. I managed to stay away from that, but it was there. And growing up, I didn't have many positive role models. You know, I kind of gravitated more towards the gangbangers. You know, I would see them since I was around them all the time. I would see them on the street, and I'll look at them and say, damn. I don't know him, but I respect him. But you know, fortunately, I had older brothers that kept me from that, and I stood away from that, and I thanked them. Like maybe 7 or 6 years ago, there was a little altercation with some greaser gangs down there, and the people that live there, they're from some greaser gang. I don't know which one it is, and then some other ones came to fuck with them on a Saturday night, and then one of them, the one that lived there, had a sawed-off pump shotgun, and he pointed at them, and then. The guy brought his girlfriend, and she was panicking. She was there trying to pick him up because he was gonna die, but the guy told him to get the fuck out of here. So she put the car in reverse and just fucking went all the way back and hit both of my brother's cars, and we were just getting home. And my brother was like fresh out of prison, so he was angry. He was screaming at the girl, and I guess the guy didn't like that, so the guy came with all his greaser homies, and they started getting down. It was like 4 versus my brother. Then my other brother came. And my other brother came, and then it was 3 versus 4, so it was kind of even. So I was like, what the fuck do I do? So I woke up my dad. He was in the living room in his little chonis, his white underwear. And I woke him up, like, hey, they're fighting outside. Go outside. I was smart. I don't know what to do. I wish I was older because that would have been fun. So it was like 4-on-4, and then there was a fucking rumble out there. And then my brother hit some guy, and he fell, and then there was blood. And eventually the cops came, and then the cops were kind of useless. But my brother got some money because both of his cars were hit. That being said, I wouldn't say I had a horrible life in particular. I had my family and my brothers. Everybody was healthy and everybody was safe, so I had a decent lifestyle. And growing up, I was a regular kid. I played sports. You know, at age 8, I started playing soccer, started boxing. You know, I was a skater supposedly, and I had friends. And so I wouldn't say that, although the environment I was in was kind of harshish, I lived, you know, a normal life as any other kid would, just under different circumstances, and that, I believe, staying away from all that stuff, I credit that to having 4 older brothers who, you know, will kick my ass if I did something stupid, and also having, you know, my family.
Alright, cool. So we're in a place where I grew up.
Where we come from is not the most luxurious of places. The cities where we grew up with, they're pretty rough. Of course, not the most dangerous of cities. There's cities out there that are worse, and there's countries out there that are going through some pretty harsh times right now. But where we come from, we did have to endure stuff, man. Growing up, we grew up in a 1-bedroom apartment, and usually be 9-10 of us sometimes, sharing beds or sleeping on the floor. Of course, man, I was always grateful that at least we had, you know, a roof over our head and some food to eat, because I know there was people out there that didn't have none of that. We were fortunate. I was fortunate enough to have my whole family with me, a couple of good friends. Of course, things get rough as you grow older. You lose friends to certain things that could have been avoided. People drop in and out of your life. You see things happen to people that you wish you would never see, man, whether it be killings, assaults, gang-related things. So back in the day, that was just our reality.
Pretty hard times, you know, just living right here. I grew up actually right there. It was a 1-bedroom apartment with like 8 people, where I was actually, you know, just being a kid, you know, looking through the windows, and then I actually saw a man like crossing the street. He came out of the alley holding onto his pants, almost like sagging. The guy that was sagging his pants, he catches up to the guy over there when he's crossing the street, and he shoots him. My dad yells out, you know, get down. We get up, man, and I actually see the guy gushing blood. And then I remember all the neighbors here, they would come out and try to bring him towels and try to cover his wounds. And well, the crazy part is that he was still trying to like sit up. You know, eventually, you know, I left all of this.
There's only one way.
Even though we have a very different sense of humor and very different personalities, we still manage to bring back older viewers, and they still, you know, they comment. We have conversations, you know, down below and you know on Instagram back in the days. We're able to bring back, we're able to captivate viewers and then bring them back. And since we're kind of we're in the developmental stages of our channel, we have a smaller community. We're more of a tight-knit community. It's a good amount of you guys that we respond to, and we're able to, you know, satisfy your needs and your questions, and that's evident in the videos we make. We make videos specifically to comments that we get on our previous videos, and I think it's important to have a good relationship with your viewers. That's why I'm proud to say that we have, you know, one of the best relationships, one of the best families out there in the YouTube community.
I truly believe and I truly do feel that we relate to a lot of our audience. A lot of the people that support us are pretty similar to us in a lot of ways. Like we told you guys, we do not come from the most luxurious cities. Our families are low working class families. Every day we're working day in and day out. Just like a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are probably doing the exact same thing we are doing. Where you guys are probably working towards a goal. We're trying to bring something to life. And that is most people's lives. Most people go to work for a better future, a better tomorrow, whether it be for their family or for themselves. You guys could probably notice that we come from a lot of the cities that are similar to you guys. You guys are probably going through the same problems that we've gone through. But I mean, even if we don't connect to you guys, it doesn't really matter. We don't connect to you guys in that aspect. At the end of the day, we're here for one thing only. We all have one thing in common, one thing that gives us all unity, and that is the love of combat sports. That's why we're all here, whether we're rich, poor, black or white, it doesn't matter.
Combat sports plays in my life is, you know, very significant. You know, for example, on my way to school, during school, you know, after school, I find myself always, you know, looking up something, you know, in the UFC or in boxing. Sometimes I have to stay on my computer and just look at random records on Wikipedia, you know, of past fighters and of future fighters. And with all this, you know, I'm learning mainly for my personal gain, but it also helps me, you know, with YouTube. I'm always watching or learning something from either boxing, jiu-jitsu, or MMA, and you know, and I've done a little bit of everything. So you know, I'm able to, you know, kind of you know, get a feel for the community, different communities out there. And for me, just, you know, walking down the street knowing that, you know, you don't have to be scared of, you know, some dude trying to rob you or anything. You know, jiu-jitsu and combat sports in general kind of gives you a motivation, and it gives you confidence.
Combat sports in the last few years has become a very big aspect of my life. Combat sports, starting off with boxing, gave me a second chance. I hit the lowest of my lows at one point, and just to be introduced to a sport by my uncle and to be able to learn and evolve and just show other people, that has been the most satisfying thing up to this point in my life. Just being able to help people with the sport. I never knew and I never thought I would have fallen in love with a sport that could be so brutal. Combat sports has just been so good to me.
I'm sick and tired of living in LA, where the sun is out but there's so much change. I need a place to go with the seasons, and no one now has a reason to be cold-hearted.
The name change, we have, you know, 3 goals that we have in mind. The first one, the most simple one, is kind of the short-term goal is reaching 1,000 subscribers, which is, you know, what, you know, we imagine reaching. Well, our goal was from the beginning. So the second goal is having fighters to train and have people want to train with us, you know, to come train with us, and we want people to come train with us because they want to, not because, you know, we beg them. And, you know, our last goal is to, you know, it's a long-term goal to have our very own gym, you know, here in LA.
And have a stronger, better team. I want to get more people working with us personally, and I want to get other instructors that could also implement their styles into our own styles, and we could create something different.
We want to have teach our community in the places that we grow up. So we want to have a gym to, you know, train fighters and take fighters to, you know, MGM or the new T-Mobile arena, and, you know, have really good high-level fighters, you know, fighting for us and fighting with us.
And a new breed of fighters, a new breed that's able to compete against the fighters that are currently, on top of things right now. That's my ultimate goal. I don't know if it happens or not, but that's my ultimate goal in this lifetime. Personally, for me, my ultimate goal is, if it does happen, and if we do reach that point where we're able to influence more people than what we've been influencing right now, I just hope that we stay and become, positive role models. I don't want to be some guy that goes out there and does a bunch of stupidity. I mean, we like having fun too, but we don't want to go to that point where we're doing stupid stuff and influencing people to do stuff like that. I see no point in that. I don't really know why people with so much influential power do that. We just want to be the best role models that we possibly can. People that 6-year-olds, 5-year-olds could look at us and be like, I don't have to act stupid, I don't have to do stupid things to be liked. But at the end of the day, it all depends how everything plays out. Who knows, man? Maybe this isn't the team that a lot of people would want to see. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows? We're barely getting started. This is who we are.
I just wanted to live it up, 'cause I came up wishing for things. All I heard was people scream. It's that much harder for your dreams. I know my plan was giving up. You won't always see it tell when they blow. I laid my cards out and I'm up now. I'm up now. Just like touchdown, like touchdown. It ain't my fault, I stay down. I grind custom like it's tailor-made now. Trying to live it up.